The women just aren't getting it. They don't understand what red pill content is. They definitely don't understand what MGTOW is and then how necessary it is. They think it's like you guys hate them or something. They think it means you're horrible. They also think, mistakenly, in my opinion, that red pill means that you're all hound dogs, trying to rack up your body counts. And that's just not what I found to be true. Red pill means awake, like the Matrix. Hi, welcome back to Far From Eden. They're clueless. And you know why? Because they don't listen. They don't want to know. They don't want to know why you guys are walking away. Not really. They want to make up reasons. They want to ignore even what being red-pilled means, that it's awake. They want to ignore what it is you're awake to. And that is the red flags. It's funny, red pill, red flags, they go hand in hand. They don't like that you guys are finally standing up for yourselves. You're saying, wait a minute, I don't really want this. I would like a wife. And if she doesn't want to be one, then because most men don't just want a partner, right? They don't want another, it's like another guy they're with. And that's okay. They're allowed to say, well, I'd prefer this. They're not going around hating the other. They're just not. But I know why the women say it. They say it because then it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they're undesirable now. It's not their fault that, they're ornery or this, that, or the other. They want to say it's your fault. It's your fault that they are undesirable. And it's just ridiculous. I said it out loud and I was like, it's so stupid. All they have to do is listen. We're supposed to be the most nurturing and the most in touch with our emotions and sugar and spice and all things nice and compassionate and stuff. But we're not even listening to you guys. Right away, before you say a thing, we're just saying, oh, you're misogynistic. Oh, you hate women. Oh, you're controlling. All this stuff. And from what I have learned, actually listening to you guys, talking to you guys, really couldn't be farther from the truth. It really couldn't be. I'm sure there are some bad guys out there, but what they do is they take those experiences with those couple of guys or guys they see on, movies and television and the rest of it, and they apply it to all of you. And they're absolutely wrong. So this video was sent to me because apparently you guys want my take on what this girl is saying and what Ace Nate, I believe his name is saying in response to it. So I've seen a little bit of it, and yeah, I've definitely got some things to say. I definitely have some things to add. So let's go. Alrighty, here we go.
I was with my best friend from 19 to 26 years old. That dude was my fucking everything. Okay. This is the story that he would tell everybody when they would ask what kind of person I am. We've been together for like 2.5 years at this point, maybe 2 years. And he had gotten signed to Universal Music, an amazing producer, artist. Fantastic. And he was living in Vegas, and I showed up at his place in Vegas for the first time since he had moved there. And this man was sleeping on a blow-up mattress. And I was like, there is no way that the man that I love is going to sleep on a blow-up mattress. I had no job at this point. I had just moved to the U.S., was getting my green card. I couldn't work. With the little money that I did have, I went and I bought him a mattress.
Okay, already we are spinning a tale. I'm not saying she's lying about what she did. I'm just saying she's already spinning the tale. Look how good I am. Look how much I gave him. Look how kind I am. I wouldn't let him sleep on a blow-up mattress because I'm that good of a woman. But you know what I also, right? That's what she's trying to show. Because so that later, when she's going to dog on him, the story is she's this innocent victim, right? We're always spinning stories, and the characters are always, you know, there's a damsel in distress, there's a villain, there's a victim, there's a hero. And in the ladies' stories, usually they're the hero and the victim, which is interesting. It's one of those strong and independent, yet, oh, my life is so hard, I can barely manage. It's transactional. All of this is my opinion. I don't know her, but from what I'm hearing and seeing, it's transactional. She expected something. When you give something to somebody, if you see they're sleeping on a blow-up mattress or what have you, you give that to them, and there's no expectation of reciprocation. There shouldn't be. That's what a gift is. I get the feeling this young lady doesn't know what a gift is. It seems to me already that she's like, I'm going to do this for him. I'm going to do this for him. I'm going to do this for him because I want something. And that's not okay. That's not what love is. Let's continue before I get on a rant.
And put it in the back of my Passat, okay? And then proceeded to carry that mattress up 3 flights of stairs at like 9 o'clock in the morning in the scorching Vegas heat.
I don't know. She's going to carry a mattress up 3 flights of stairs by herself? I would need video confirmation of that.
Walk in there, I'm like panting, sweating, dying, because that's what you do when you love somebody.
Yeah, that's what you do when you love somebody, is you do this. If you ever loved him, you would not do this. You would not make a TikTok and talk about him like this. If you ever loved him, because love doesn't change. It really doesn't. You don't fall out of love. That's not a thing. It's not. You can fall out of feelings, but love is not a feeling. Okay, I'm getting worked up now.
That's the kind of person that I am in a relationship. I will give 100% of myself. And the last bit,
I'm just stunned at what a perfect angel she is. She's just the best girlfriend, the best. Oh my gosh, doesn't everybody want her as their wife? Because look at her. She's so good. Because people who are like that go around telling people that.
Of energy that I have because I love you. That is what a woman does. Yeah, we can talk about how I cooked and cleaned for him and helped him with his business and helped him become a fucking millionaire, and now he lives in a nice penthouse.
You could have paid somebody to do that, honey. You're not special. And it looks like you resented it. Because if you resent it now, you probably resented it then. Because you thought you were doing it and you were going to get something. And what was he telling you, little girl? Was he telling you that this is what he wanted? Or were you trying to force some kind of relationship on him? We don't know. She's not said anything of the sort. Just like, I showed up at his place. Well, were you expected? Is this too much? We don't know. We don't have this side of the story.
Fucking apartment in Vancouver. I don't need to talk about that because I know what kind of woman I am when I show up in a relationship. You want to know I ruined that relationship? We were long distance for a period of time. I went during the pandemic and I was staying with him in Vancouver and something changed. And you want to know what changed? He started watching podcasts like Fresh and Fit. He started listening to content about MGTOW, and that man changed. And I would sit across from him and not understand the person that I was seeing. I felt like I was waking up to somebody that I did not know.
He was waking up is what was happening.
I am qualified to talk about this shit. I am qualified to understand the repercussions that red pill content have on men.
You're qualified, but you're not listening to what it's really about.
Because the person that I wanted to spend my life with, the person I was in love with, the person I wanted to fucking marry changed overnight. because of the content. Like,
so the way she speaks about red pill content for men is as if it's super toxic to the man itself consuming it and not actually a problem for the women. So she kind of frames it, at least that's how I took it at the end there, was like, this is how bad and this is how toxic red pill content is for men. Now, it kind of sounds like it might be bad business for you.
Right. Because it wakes them up to their self-worth, and it wakes them up, the men. It wakes men up to their self-worth. That, yeah, you can have standards. It wakes them up to red flags that they probably overlooked because, society says if you have a problem with like a neck tattoo or a body count or whatever, then you need to get over it. And red pill content says, no, you don't. No, you really don't. You can have those standards. And women hate that. They hate it. And so they turn it around on you.
Because the way you're framing it, that's what she's saying. She's like, I know how toxic it is for men. Well, like, again, it kind of sounds like it's actually a positive for men and it's opening their eyes. And that's kind of why she doesn't like it. It's bad business for women, specifically masculine, modern women. So this chick here, her TikTok, look at her bio. And on her bio, it says, well-behaved women seldom make history.
I have seen that, I think, probably since Facebook started. Well-behaved women rarely make history. And it's just about rebellion. Can we just, again, mention the name of this channel, Far From Eden? Eve, her pride led her to rebel. And you see this over and over and over again throughout history, and we're witnessing it en masse right now. Right in front of our faces, right here.
So, I mean, doesn't that really already tell you enough about her? So she kind of, the way she looks at herself is that she's not a well-behaved woman. And she's kind of, I guess, interested in herself enough to where, well, she thinks she's going to make history and, whatever. But that kind of also tells it's like a boss babe mentality. It's kind of a, combative mentality. And, when she talks about being a well-behaved woman, seldomly making history, well, in what context is she talking about?
It means, this is what it means, I can tell you. Let me translate the womanese for you there. It means she's going to stand up to men. Because when they say well-behaved, they are talking about behaving what? The rules of patriarchy. So she's going to stand up to that. She's going to stand up to men. It means she's argumentative and disagreeable. And not only that, not only is she those things, she takes pride in being those things. She thinks those things make her strong. That's what makes her strong and independent. Being disagreeable and argumentative and, as he said, combative means you're strong and independent. I know a lot of you guys are like, why do they say strong and independent? Where does that come from? What does that mean? This is what it means. It means I'm going to misbehave. I'm not going to follow your rules. I'm going to do something different. It's very suffragette, we can do it routine. And it really just means being rude. It's just being rude and celebrating it. Might as well just, instead of well-behaved women rarely make history, it's I'm rude and I'm proud of it.
Probably going to be dealing with men. Probably not very well-behaved when dealing with men. So if I had to take a guess, and here's the thing, how many times in this clip did she say fuck? At least 5, right? I wasn't counting, but I heard it a lot. And then in the beginning, she refers to this guy as dude.
Okay, I know I keep interrupting, but I have a lot to say to react to him, not react, but respond to him. And I would say I'm saying walk away, don't date, don't marry because they're not safe. But those of you who are like, no, I'm going to try, I'm going to find a good one. If she cusses when you first talk to her, like, because I think you should talk to her before you go on a date. If she cusses, right, and it's more than like a damn or something, just a little bit, veto. You're done. That's all. That is rude. That's bad manners. It's bad manners to just cuss like that, especially with someone that you've just met and you're getting to know. It is extremely unladylike. It is rude. It is low class. Just veto. And if you cuss, that's fine. I would imagine you're not doing it a bunch when you first meet somebody, right? Just in normal conversation. If she does, that's a veto. Any kind of talk like that, any kind of combative sort of masculine way of speech, it tells you how they think. How you speak reflects how you think. And therefore it's an insight into their whole worldview. So they can say, oh, I'm traditional, la, 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 la. But if they're F that or even one F-bomb, no. Don't listen to exactly what they say. Listen to how they say it and what they do. Because she's over here, I got him a mattress, I cooked and cleaned, la, 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 right? Don't mistake that for, oh, she's feminine, she wants to be a wife, she wants to serve her man. No. This is a great example of, no, that's not it. These are transactional. She resents it. She's doing it to get something. Do you think that if that guy actually married her, she's going to continue to do anything like that? I'd be shocked. I'd really be shocked. And do you want that as the mother of your children? Well-behaved women rarely make history. You want to behave. I'm not saying follow government for everything, but behave yourself in being good. Be as good as you can. Rojas is going to be like, there are no one of us is good. That's true. But you know what I mean? You don't go around just being nasty and rude and celebrating it. I just can't get over it that they're like this. That's why I'm like, most of them, all of them are vetoes.
And then, you've got the neck tattoo. So if I had to make some assumptions here, maybe it's true. He started consuming content that kind of preached the values that men should get with feminine women. And to find yourself shacked up with a masculine broad is not really going to be a great existence as a man. And you could be living out a better existence. Because here's the thing. If you're a man and you want to date a woman, why would you not date a feminine woman if you're heterosexual? It doesn't make sense. So it's like the one thing that men should be making sure is present in the woman that they're going to be spending a long time with, or, procreating with, or whatever, getting into a relationship with, whatever. The number one thing has to be femininity.
And don't let her define what femininity is. It's not the way you dress, although that can be a reflection of it. It's not the way you do your hair, although that's definitely a reflection of it. It's in the way you are. Are you gentle? Are you soft-spoken? Do you listen? Are you patient? Are you generally kind? Do you like children and things like that? Are you prideful? I mean, that's what you want to look at. Don't look at the caricature of femininity in this day and age. There are a lot of trad wife people, trad cons, putting on the outfit, putting on the costume of femininity. But at the heart of it, they're not. Like this SD girl, that blonde Marilyn type trad wife content creator. Okay, so you look kind of feminine, although your hair is short. Like I said, don't go on hair, but it's also, if you're trying to get the caricature, you don't even have that. I'm like, something's wrong. But the fact that she's on social media and her chest is right there in your face with tight clothes, and she's married, that's not feminine to do that, to put yourself out there like that for other men to ogle at you. She knows that's what's happening. She knows that's really what her content is. That's not feminine. That's a veto.
It has to be femininity. And so I listen to this chick speak. Sorry, you're not. You're just not that. You're just not that. And here's the thing. Long distance it will deteriorate a relationship. Very few make it through that phase and then actually, live together and come together. But very few relationships make it out of that long distance phase. It's very rare. So that alone, like the fact that she's going to point to red pill content instead of the long distance, kind of creating legitimate distance between the two.
They always have their reasons and excuses for everything. Nothing's her fault. Nothing so far.
And then perhaps them beginning to grow apart. People change, people evolve. You at least hope so. This guy was on his grind. He's meeting new people, probably meeting new women. And yeah, maybe he is, consuming more content, kind of like the male perspective, opening up the man's eyes, because a lot of this content is very much needed for modern men, because they have been kind of the messaging they've received for so long has not been about like their best interest. It's really been about everybody's interest above their own.
Yep.
So sometimes they have to have their their eyes opened to the fact that yes, you can prioritize your interests as well. You don't have to date a super masculine woman if you don't want to. You don't have to be, this soy eating, vegetarian, castrated male. Like, you don't have to be that. You can actually be strong, and you can, go out there and self-improve, and you can meet a good woman, a feminine woman. You don't have to legitimately settle for, a masculine woman. You don't have to do that. If you feel
You don't have to settle for anything.
like there's better out there, you too can exercise that option. So sometimes guys just need to be reminded, like, oh yeah, I don't have to shack up with this chick who says fuck every other word and calls me dude and bro and basically lacks femininity completely. I don't have to date this chick. Oh, as a matter of fact, I shouldn't. So, a lot of guys just don't even understand that they are in the situation they're in until they're reminded, and then kind of given this alternate option, which is a better existence with a better woman, a more feminine woman. Perhaps this chick has a crazy past we don't know about. I doubt it though, because they were together since 19 to 26.
Still, neck tattoo. I just don't know how you get there. Sorry. I am, clutching my pearls, and I don't mind. I permanently clutch my pearls. If you have a neck tattoo, that's just a different, it's a different point of view. Put it that way. And I'll also say about the masculine thing is that if women, they have those masculine tendencies, they will tend to become more and more and more masculine. And I would guess, this is a total guess, that as she was not getting what she wanted fast enough, she probably got more and more combative. And is it just me? You guys let me know in the comments, okay? But is it just me, or does this reek of situationship? Just because she says she's with him, with her best friend, whatever, it doesn't mean consistently. And it doesn't mean, exclusively. It doesn't mean exclusively And it doesn't mean consistently. So they could have gotten together, broken up, but she's not going to say that here because that doesn't make her case. She's making a case. She's like a lawyer giving an opening and closing argument so that you take her side. She's clearly the innocent victim here. She's clearly been the perfect partner. He's clearly taken advantage of all her kindness and all the things she did for him. She's insinuating that he wouldn't be as successful as he is without her. She's insinuating that she's been this loyal, faithful woman all these years and waited for him. And I'm like, I don't know. I would need to see some proof on that because all the other signs point to that's not true.
So, her body count is probably low, maybe a virgin, doubt it. So it's probably not that. She probably doesn't have a crazy past. But like if I had to just take a guess after listening to her
check the eyes,
speak for a total of 2 minutes and 14 seconds, read her bio on TikTok, well, that's pretty much all I need. And I could come to the conclusion she's kind of like this feminist, boss babe, masculine woman.
If she was so pure and innocent and virgin, whatever, she'd be saying, I saved myself for him and he's the only one I've ever been with, etc. I have a feeling she'd be saying that if that were part of it.
Who really, if a man's eyes are open, he's going to quickly realize, no. Actually, I'm a heterosexual male. And so I'm going to date women. And, it seems like this isn't really what I'm looking for. And maybe it was fine then, but now my eyes are open.
Right.
And I don't actually have to tolerate this. And of course, she's not going to talk about all the wrong things, she did in the relationship to make him second guess this. By the way, has there ever been a relationship to end that isn't the man's fault in the eyes of a woman? Because if a woman, leaves a man or divorces him.
All right, I'll answer that. No, it's always your fault. And there will be a myriad of reasons why. She was always so wonderful and good and giving and made all these sacrifices. You never appreciated her. You're probably abusive in some way, emotionally, mentally, oh, that's right. You're a narcissistic abuser because that's a good thing to say. I don't know how all of you can be. Weird. You're not. But yeah, it's always your fault. It's not, well, I was this, I was that, unless, now hold on, I just realized, unless they realize their worth. I finally realized my value. I finally set some boundaries. It's still not their fault, is it? It's their victory. They're their own hero. See, that's what I said. They're the hero and the victim. And you're the bad guy. You're the villain. And here's how that works. You did all these bad things. And you did it to me. I'm the victim. But then, I realized my value and my worth. And I set healthy boundaries. And I grew. And I did the work and journaled and whatever. And there you go. That's the story. Almost every single time. And it's a bunch of baloney.
The man, it's because she wasn't being seen or being heard. And if a man, leaves a woman, it's in this instance, it's because, well, he was hypnotized by red pill content and ruining his life and leaving the woman that would have made his life just fucking spectacular. It was his loss, not mine. Red pill content is toxic to men, not to the masculine women that these men are with. Right? It's bad business for modern women, and that's the problem. So at the end here, she had kind of framed it. She's like, red pill content is toxic to men. No, it's helping them It's helping men open their eyes
Yes.
to the fact that they don't have to be with modern women like this,
Right.
masculine women like this. Red pill content is not toxic to men. It's bad for modern women because these men are taking and listening to this content and realizing, what am I doing? I don't have to be with this chick. There's better out there. And for this guy who obviously leveled up in life, he just got to the point to where enough things came together where he had decided, you've got the long distance, he's leveling up in life. Maybe he's consuming this content. It all comes together. Maybe she's been combative and argumentative, very likely listening to her speak.
I think the other thing she's probably been is very demanding.
Reading her bio on TikTok, it is a complete storm of things coming together, and then him ultimately realizing she's not it. Been together a long time, that's great, but I don't want to spend the rest of my life with her or any more time with her.
Right.
And that sucks for her. It does. But go back to the drawing board, look at why he left you, work on your femininity, ditch the whole butch thing, ditch the masculinity.
That would take humility. I'm not holding my breath.
Ditch dude, ditch fuck, drop all that, go back to the drawing board and become a lady.
No, I'm sorry. No, I disagree. Yeah, become a lady, but you can't just change the way you talk or even remove your neck tattoo, and that makes you a lady. It's in here. It's your attitude. Are you grateful? Are you patient? Are you humble? Without those things, you'll never be a lady. And that takes a serious change of heart from this whole thing. She's got to get rid of the mentality that well-behaved women rarely make history. Actually, well-behaved women raise good children. And those children can make history. But also, who needs to make history? We're told that. Change the world. Da, da, da. Change your family. Build a family. Build something that means something. Instead of, why would she want to change history? To be celebrated. So people will adore her. Same reason to make a bunch of TikToks, I guess, is for that. And that's not ladylike. I know I'm on here saying all this on a YouTube channel, and part of that is not ladylike. I understand that. It makes me terribly uncomfortable because it makes me feel like, hey, look at me, da, da, da. And that is just not how I've ever been. But the message needs to be told, so I do it. She just wants admiration, accolades, tell me how great I am. And that's why you would want to change history, to be adored, to be admired. These are things you have to think about as a man when you're evaluating these women. And that's how you have to look at it. And that's not wrong. You've been told that's wrong. You've been told it's wrong to have standards. It's not. It's a responsibility. It's a responsibility you have to choose wisely, especially if you decide you want to have children. You have to choose who will be the mother of your children. When you're going to go out on a date, imagine her as the mother of your children. Don't think, well, she'll grow out of it, or she'll do this, or when this. No, it's in here. It's character. You have to find out how she was raised, what she believes, and why she believes it. And her changing her language or her neck tattoo or using the word dude, which I do a lot. I'm going to rethink that now. That's actually how they fake it. I mean, accidentally, he's telling her how to fake it long enough to get him down the aisle, and then Scooby-Doo time. And we don't want that. We want the red flags. Red flags help you because you go abort the mission before we've even started it. I don't know if I wish men realized how many warning signs there are. And I think that you guys have been so conditioned to look past it, to forgive it, especially when she's pretty. And it's not good for you. And so I'm so thankful for the red pill content. I'm thankful that, it's out there teaching you guys that you don't have to take it anymore, because you don't. It's been long enough. We're doing our series with the book that's from 1958. And they're talking about problems from earlier on. It's enough already. It's just enough already. You're better off alone. You really are. Anyway, on that note, always protect your peace. Feed your souls. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one.